is Ariu.
Are you? I keep beating it.
Like you have Karu, you can just replace it with Ariu.
Are you? Okay. Hi, are you? And
Or
hi,
or or even
Hi,
a better way of calling Ariu is Arya. So he will be very
Arya.
happy.
Yeah. Arya. Oh, yes, Arya. That's easy to remember.
Arya Puggala. Okay, nice to hear the experiences or whatever you have shared. So Anusha, so let me first answer to your question. It's like this. Now, what you need to do, what you have done is correct. So there are two actors. One actor, we can call it as a Yoniso Manasikara, another actor is Ayoniso Manasikara. Okay, so the two actors. And both the actors know how to act. Okay, now the duality, when we say dual, what it really means. Meaning say that when we say or when we experience, what is that we are saying and what is that we are experiencing. The two things comes out when I or you or we or whatever we are going to put. So there is a first person, second person, third person. So in the language and grammatical syntax, first what we do is to give life to something which is lifeless. That's the first thing we do. Because without that you can't talk to anyone. You cannot correspond to anyone. So the basic grammatical way of doing it is that first you make something fixed, and that is where the ayoniso manasikara starts. The actor who is supposed to perform an action starts. So what's an actor here? The actor is always given a role to play. The role play is the actor. The role what he is playing is the action. Now in the role play between the actor and the action, there comes the raga dvesha moha. This is what the ayoniso manasikara can do. So when I say I exist, what literally it transforms to me is that the first person, the actor, is definitively there. So now when I say I need to be, let's say in this case, having sealer, morality, the actor should be moral. That means the actor exists in its entirety to perform certain actions. Those actions are sankharas. Whatever action we are going to do, so there is a volition, there is an intention to do something, and that action, whatever we are going to do by the actor, in this particular case, as whoever we are defining that person to be, and that's the first person. So, if by chance, by this, whatever we are trying to practice, you're able to see two actions, one action, an observer only, just an observer. He's got nothing to do with what is happening. And another one is this actor. So now you have caught the vinyana, the consciousness, which is a magician, which was doing both. It was playing the role of a yoniso manasikara, it's playing the role of a ayoniso manasikara. What happens if it becomes yoniso manasikara? It catches the actor. So that's the experience what you're going to get. So it's very makes me feel very happy if you're getting that experience. Like you have put there, you can sit and you can feel like you're dancing, you're singing, and all that. That is the action which is happening in the uh, light of consciousness. So it's able to watch. The reflection has got nothing to do with the reflector. That's catching. And I think Sachin had put something. Instead of using reflection, he used some other word. I don't remember. Maybe he can say.
Projector, because when you were
Projection.
saying
Yes.
reflector, na, because of the word reflection, I was not able to grasp it.
Yes.
Because mirror does reflection. What why you are using reflection word is I am projecting, and when it comes back, I am observing.
Correct.
So you are saying that I am reflecting. It is correct, but it is correct in a sense that I shown you that picture, right? Projector and the person both are same only.
Correct. Absolutely.
So that's why the person itself is projector. If you consider
Yes.
all his memory, Panch Upadan Khanda is his memory, and because of the memory, the person is memory is person, and that's why reflector makes sense. But I could understand it when you say project, because in front of me there are only lifeless five elements.
Correct.
On those five elements, I am putting, projecting the perception that I already have. As you said that when you and Aryu are meeting, you will be projecting Aryu onto the body of Aryu.
Yes. Absolutely. That what you are saying is right. So that word projection is correct. So we all project what we think on a body, on a solid object. Like I'm projecting right now, considering this is an iPhone. That's my projection. That's my mental projection for a solid object. And that's my mental projection to call this microphone as road, because that is, I can read the language and then I can say, oh, this is road. What is road? It's a microphone. Oh, so now I keep on doing definition. This is what the papancha sanya sankha is. So then you start proliferating, defining, elaborating, creating story out of something which doesn't have its own independent existence. So the sixth vinyanas are the projection. They don't have life. Meaning, when I see Aryu, I really not seeing Aryu. I am seeing a lifeless body with life. That's it. Meaning, I'm seeing the hole. 1 second. So I'm seeing the hole in the nose. Actually, I'm seeing that only. I am not seeing Aryu there. I cannot see Aryu. Yes, Aryu, go ahead.
Yeah, so thanks, Sachin, for explaining. I think I can more easily see how this, name and form are being projected onto this form. But let's take this mirror example, which Vilas was giving. And in your projector example, where's the mirror and where's the reflection?
This is for Sachin. Okay.
This for Sachin.
Okay.
Yeah, in the projector example, how from that model understand what the Vilas was explaining?
Yeah, in that mode, I just told now that the person sitting inside is a fake person. There is anatta actually, but a separate self is created. When I see five element, instantly the six let's say the chakku vinyana arise. This chakku vinyana split into two. One is the observer, and other is projecting vilas onto the body, and then same. Okay, I'm seeing vilas. First, I have thrown vilas onto this five body, and suddenly the vilas is coming as if it is villa. So
Okay.
here, the person and the projector.
So this person is the reflector, basically. The person reflects.
Yeah, person sees the reflection. Person is the seer of the reflection. The mirror is outside. It is the five element of the body of Vilas here. Is reflecting. So there is a mirror. The Vilas body is the mirror. I am throwing a light. My projector is throwing a light onto it. That light is saying that light as a picture, the movie of Vilas. Just like in theater, there is an empty wall. We throw movie onto it and then we see it. So that the theater wall is reflecting my perception back to me, and I'm seeing it as a life.
Okay. Thank you for explaining. Yeah, I guess.
And I found a word in that, no? The definition of Nama Rupa. Nama is called Nayati. Right? Nayati means bending. That also makes sense.
Yeah,
It's,
so yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I think, Vilas, you understood my question, right? So,
Yes, so the
yes,
taking that as an example, so there are projector and projection, two things
yes,
again, duality, right?
yes,
You take a movie and a screen. So let's say you have a home, you have a projector. So let's say Epson and or whatever, Dell or whatever you have, and then it has a nice, good lens. So when you start the projector, it projects white light. That's chitta. It's ready to project anything on that. But the light is where? The light is in the projector, but the light is not on the wall. Correct? For a minute, this projector starts to feel that I am that, forgetting that it is having a light here. Got it? And then, if it is white light, still it's okay, absolutely fair. But it starts to get colored. Colored of what? Colored of an identity. So, is that in the projector, that identity? No. Yes, Ashutosh.
Sir, what I have understood is, suppose now I am seeing you. Now I have a fixed idea about you that you are like this. When the next time I am going to meet you, I will judge you according to the fixed idea I have about you. And you are changing moment to moment. But my idea is not changing about you. My idea is fixed in my mind.
No, that's exactly what I'm
So
trying to say, why it is.
so that's why when I meet you, so my idea is fixed. So whenever I see you, it will be always be a wrong perception about you because in my mind there is a fixed idea about you. When there is a no fixed idea, then there will be a sammadriti because I'm not judging you. I'm seeing you as the way you are in this moment right now.
That is correct, Ashutosh, but that becomes slightly intellectual. So we will really see how do we experience it. It's all about experiencing the Yoniso Manasikar. We are experiencing Ayoniso Manasikar. So with Ayoniso Manasikara, if you start to think about Yoniso Manasikara, it might not work. So first, let us slowly understand this. So there is a projector and there is a projection. Two things. The projector has the light. Appreciate it. Let's for a second say that Pabhasaram idam chittam. And that's the light of consciousness. On that, you can project anything you want. It brings to life. Anything. Even a stick, if you were to bring it there, it starts to grow. And that's where in many of the suttas, Buddha talks about how he uses the word virullati. That means it starts to grow. So now, like the grass, like the shrubs, like the tree, like the plant, like whatever we have, requires a seed, the seed of existence. That seed of existence is there on the projection, not there in the projector. Yes,
And that is the reason we are very easily can do daydream
correct.
without even knowing the moment when we switch in front of us there is only darkness, but we can daydream.
Exactly. So now this projection can be whatever we can call. The projection, if it is reflecting exactly as a projector, no problem. It's Arahat. Clear? Input, output is same. Meaning you put anything on that, it will still throw out white light. No issues. Now, what does the Anagami do? Anagami knows this illusion, like this t-shirt what I'm wearing today. That's the reason I chose to wear this t-shirt today. Okay. Oh, what's the illusion? That behind I have that Buddha, a new portrait coming here on the screen. It's on the wall, but for a second, I get lost in that. But Anagami will never get lost. He knows it's on the wall. He never gets carried away with what is there in this projection. No matter how many times you show him that, he will neither get excited by what he's seeing there, nor he gets saddened by the very thing being removed from there, because it's getting out and coming in into the projection, not into the projector. Clear? So he doesn't have abhijja, because always it has to be there or here in this, and he doesn't have vyapada, and somebody taking it away makes him feel terribly upset about it. He might not get angry, but he gets upset. Oh, somebody took my portrait away. It was such a nice thing. Oh. Okay, now let's put a living being into it and see this, how this works, how this whole thing works. If you're an arhat, you've just gone by the first person, second person, third person's grammatical structure, not anything in real. So you're least bothered about the projection. Because you have to define something, you're defining what it is. That's arhat. How about anagami? Anagami does the same what he's doing that for the portrait, he's doing for Aryu or for Sachin or Ashutosh or Anusha. And they say that, hey, you know what? We don't like what you're saying, so we are going away. We are in search of another teacher. And if Vilas is an anagami, then he is not going to be crying. Or if they bring in 500 or 800 or 1000 people and they all feel very glad about it, Vilas is not going to get gladdened by that if he is an anagami. Why? Because the color of consciousness is not colored on raga and dvesha, or rather abhijja and vyapada, very particular words. Abhi ichha. Abhi is higher, ichha is interest or liking. Abhijja is made from two words. Abhi ichha becomes abhijja. Vyapada is again from two words. Pada is steps. Vya is to go back. Going back from where you started is vyapada. Or retracing the steps back. What is a retracing step back? Is I've gone here, I'm being caught up when going one level down and the next level down and the next level down and the next level down to the region of the apaya. Again, by two words, paya is foundation, apaya is foundationless. So what Buddha did is to first put a foundation. So sila is the foundation for anything. Because the impurity of the projection is because of the immoral activity which is coming on the screen of consciousness. What if this projector has to clean the projection? And that's exactly what he found out. That if it has sila, then 99.99% it will not get carried away with the projection, because projection has as much attraction as the projector, because it's live, it brings to life. So anything it brings to life, there is an attraction to possess. So it itself want to possess what is being projected there, which it cannot, no matter how much it tries. It tries again, fails. Again it tries, again. That's the reason he says a beautiful word he has coined, Vattam Vattati. Vatta is whirlpool. Vattati is going round and round and round and round, because it is creating an energy center. Like the river is flowing, and then the river, by one portion of the river, thinks that I need to establish. That is, this projection wants to establish. It's doing all kind of things to get projected the way it wants to get projected, but the projector doesn't have anything except for just a light. So what Buddha wanted to show is two things. One, what do you mean by consciousness? So he gives analogies, because you can't show consciousness. He can only bring it as light. And that's there in the sutta, especially in the Mahatanha Sankhya Sutta. Very clear. 6 consciousness, 6 kind of fire. It is dependent on the condition of the eye and the sight, ear and the sound, like that. The fuel. Now let's take again the projection and projector. Projector is the eye. Its consciousness is now projecting outward into the sight. But since it is consciousness, it wants to pick it up. It's mine. Because I am projecting there, it should be mine, right? See, if somebody were to say, Vilas, you're as fake here as there, then no interest. But they are saying you are real here and you are not there. But whenever I do an action, I can see in exactly same thing projecting there. So I love what I am seeing, right? Because I have an identity. And then when I have an identity, it should do something to me. Otherwise, what's the point in having an identity? So I am Vilas. And if somebody says, one second, Sachin. If somebody says, Vilas, are you an anagarika? I say, yes, I'm an anagarika. Where? On that projection. Nothing to do with me as anagarika. And somebody asks me, how did you get this title anagarika? Then I can give one story. That is Papancha Sanya Sankha. To create a story, I went to Sri Lanka and there I met one Vaharakathero person, and then I came back, and then I got a Sri Lankan who was an Australian, and then he suggested me this, and he said, you should have anagarika because you're literally doing that, and that makes sense to you. You should keep it, because then it perfectly shows for Sri Lankans, especially since all your desanas are meant for Sri Lankans. You better do it, because then people will follow you. What a story. Yes, well, before you say, let me give chance to Sachin.
No, no. Actually, when you are giving this example of this, the screen in front of you, you are part of it. But the typical theater, and typically we interact in the world, right? We see objects only, people only,
Yes.
right? So there is no me. Uh, there is no mirror always coming along with you.
Yes, I will give you
Yeah, so
another.
that will be better example.
I will give you a better example than this. You go to the movie. Now there is light here. So you are able to judge between the actor and action, projection and the projector. You go to the movie. First and foremost, you require avijja pachaya sankha. So you should have darkness, tamas. You can set a relationship only when there is darkness. You cannot set any relationship without any darkness. So in front of you, when you're sitting, they would have kept two speakers down there to make sure that the sound picks you up. Just like when the child is born, they pick up through the ear and start to say, "You are Ariu." And the child doesn't know. I, that's all what it knows. But after a while, it starts to say Ariu. And in his language, Chinese, they ask, "Tell me what's your name?" Mm, I, That's like that. And he has named his son Luke. Tomorrow he can name it as Fluke also. Or day after tomorrow he thinks Luke and Fluke is not good name, so I will call him at Robert. And he can call him as Rob. What did he rob? I don't know. So like that he can keep on changing. And that projection can keep on saying whatever is said to be done. So in the darkness, you watch the movie. If there were light, you cannot enjoy the movie because there is no movie on the screen. If there were to be a very strong light on the screen, it literally removes the movie, and then that person becomes an arhat. This, I caught it. Oh shucks, the projector is behind me. And that is what was projecting all the time. I have nothing to do with this projector, not the projection. So he has cut out all the six vinyanas at once. So in the darkness, they keep the speakers down there and the sound starts. That sound, and then let's say Disney Entertainment presents Lion King. Are you a lion? Nobody asked that question. Are you a Simba? Or whatever that is named there? No. Just not even 5 minutes, you take on the role of the lion, not the cub, that lion who is a king. And because of the 3D effect, which consciousness will do it, you're captivated. That is, the consciousness now just gets established on the projection, forgetting the projector. Just think it over.
Yeah, sometime back I have written that if you are not involved with the movie and if you cannot identify for a particular moment with any of the character or even in the crowd, you will not be able to watch the movie.
Exactly.
As a third party, it is difficult to watch movie.
Yes. Unless you become a first person. Yes, are you? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about this Lion King example. So what value you project onto the screen is based on your, let's say, impurities or habits of
Exactly.
your chitta. So if you're off, you say you identify as a good person, and you may identify more as a king. But let's say your quality is more like Simba, so you may actually project yourself onto Simba and identify more.
Exactly.
Your son will project Simba into it, and you will project Lion King.
So what happens is each person sitting there would project whatever they have onto the projection and starts to experience how it should be. The movie script is different, but the person writes the script then and there. So somebody will feel that, wow, this is great. Like, let's take another action movie, not 7. I'm Bond, James Bond. that fellow, you know, he's not James Bond. He's Roger Moore. You know it. But in the movie, you see him as not 7. And when he's not 7, he should have minimum 2 girls. That's a minimum standard. Because every movie carries 2 girls. And you should have one person who would be technologically sound. So he needs to have a gun within a pen and something, some stupid thing he should be having. Everybody then approves it in the movie. And for a moment, it is 10 seconds, 20 seconds to within a fraction of 5 minutes, you take a stand to forget that you are Vilas, to forget that you are in Bangalore, and you forget that there is no not 7 but Roger Moore, and there is no Roger Moore or not 7 in that screen, but yet you feel that, and that is the Vedana based upon the Rupa. The Rupa is appearing on the screen, for which the Vedana is happening due to the Vijnana catching on to the Rupa. There's one sutta where he talks from Vijnana point of view. He takes the Rupa. When it takes the Rupa, the next moment it should give you that experience of reality. Reality can be Sukha Vedana. That is, you are projecting your character onto the screen, and that character is doing whatever he is doing, exactly what I wanted him to do, and he's doing it excellent. Right? So first you have to take sides. Like in the, we'll take another easy example than this movie example is, I love colts. In fact, at my home, there are a lot of colt caps and things like that. And those people who don't know what is colts I'm talking about, it is Indianapolis or Indiana State, what is that? Football. Not football, sorry, baseball tournament. So they play this. So now this team is working with this team. So there are 2 teams now. Now you take side. Whether it's cricket, whether it's volleyball, football, whatever it is, you have to take side. You can't play neutral. If you play neutral, there is no cricket, there is no volleyball, there is no football, there is no baseball, there is no this ball, that ball, because the game ends. So first you have to make projection real. And anything can be projected now because it's just the screen of consciousness. You
And
can
all this happens. It's not intellectual. All
no,
this
all
really
this happens.
happens.
It's happening. So the benefit is to slow down this whole process. The benefit. What is that we are trying to do with this Buddha Dhamma? Is to slow down and watch keenly. Am I the projector? Am I the projection? Am I the experiencer? Am I the experience? Am I the reflector or am I the reflection? Or whatever we can put those as, yes.
In this case, reflector and reflection, and which does it corresponds to in this projector and projection example?
Projector is a light. Prabhasaram idam chittam.
Yeah, but reflector, is it the projection or the projector?
I think when he was saying reflector, he means projector only.
Reflector is projector. It
Oh, okay.
reflects.
That's why I was confused in previous
Okay.
reading.
When
Okay.
why I use that, because I'm watching the camera. In the
Okay.
camera, it's getting reflected onto the screen. So I'm using that word. I'm sorry about that word.
I'm thinking reflector as a mirror.
It's actually mirror reflection only.
Yeah, he used wrong word, but in his context he used.
See, in my context, I have no differentiation between a mirror and a projector and whatever you want to call that as, because any shiny surface will reflect.
And always he's seeing Vilas into his monitor. That's
Yes.
why he used that example also.
I
And
don't
that told
see.
him don't use the example of Vilas out there.
Yeah, this projection, because in the movie theater, the projection is what reflects, right?
Yes.
It's almost
Yeah,
that is the
and that's why the Simba example is better because there is no such thing. I'm not saying blue shirt searching there. I'm saying Simba,
Simba
and
is.
I become Simba.
So you take a side of Simba. Now the movie is all about Simba.
It's like a video game is better example.
Yeah.
In video game, I see my hand and weapon in my hand. There is no. I'm not seeing my face, but I feel this is my hand.
Yes.
and I think this take your example of a sports, or let's say a police and a bad guy or something. Let's say a red team and a blue team, and based on my qualities, let's say my defilements or whatever likings are more in the red color. When the red color get projected and there's red on the screen, then I get Sukhavedana.
Yes.
But if I see a blue, I get a Dukhavedana.
Yes,
Right?
because you don't like it.
Right.
So the perceivable reality. Now we come to perception. The perceivable reality is exactly what you want it to be. So you define it. In the Lion King example, I am perceiving Simba there because I feel Simba. I feel very connected to Simba based upon the Rupa. So what should the consciousness do? Give that experience of Simba. Am I not feeling Simba there? Absolutely yes. Am I not experiencing Vilas here? Yes. As much as Vilas is there, that much of experience is there. So the perception creates that experience, not experiencer, experience, which is part of the same equation. Because of the experiencer, there is an experience. Because there is a reflector, there is a reflection. There is a projector and hence a projection. Right? So we take projection and projector rather than taking any other words to define it. So let's see these 5 aggregates in action. White light, no projection. Perfect. Arhat. Done. Done deal. What has to be done is done. Abhasaram idam chittam. Vinyanam anidasanam anantam sabbatopamam blah blah blah. All that is. And what is Nibbana? No action. No action means what? Anything can be coming on the screen, but you have no action to do. Kiriya. Punyabhi sankhara, punyabhi sankhara, aninjabhi sankhara. Removing all of that. Then Chakku Sanchetana, Sota Sanchetana, Ghana Sanchetana, Jiva Sanchetana, Kai Sanchetana, Mano Sanchetana, or Rupa Sanchetana, Saddha Sanchetana, Ghana Sanchetana, like that, all that. Gandha Sanchetana and all that. No intention. What would a projector intend to do on the projection? Nothing. If you throw something on it, it will just project there. Let us see. Over. Anagami is caught the projector. So he is understood na manyati. Ena hi manyati tato tam hoti anyata. He is understood. So in the Mula Paryaya Sutta, MN1, he says patavito sanjanati patavim manyati. Patavito manyati. Patamiveva manyati. Patavim abhinandati. So none of these are there in Arhat. But this guy, Anagami, knows na manya. पटवीं न मन्यति, पठवितो न मन्यति, पटवीं मे इति न मन्यति, पठवीं न अभिनंदति. Tam kissa hetu. Why is that? Because he is discerning that projection has got nothing to do with the projector. What does a Sakadagami do then? Sakadagami has caught the magician in the act, but not all the time. Only sometimes he can see that. No, there's something wrong. I am doing something and it is doing something. This is what Anusha has written. I am doing something, but this is doing something else. Hey, hold on, hold on, hold on. This is not, this can't be me. I mean something, it means something else. Got it. The very first time it shakes your perception. Anicca sanya happens. Now he can't be fooled if he has got into that experience. And what does a Sotapanna do? Sotapanna has seen this is Rupa, that is, this is the projector, this is the light. On the light, something is coming, but he still gets hooked onto it. Okay. So he is the starting point of practice. Sakadagami is in the middle part of the practice. Anagami is the end of the practice, end of his, let's say, probation or apprentice or whatever we want to put. Arhat, asek. You throw whatever on that light. It's only light. And after death, what happens? Stupid question. After switching off the projector, what happens? Somebody comes and asks him, excuse me, there's light coming in the projector. What happens to the light? I want to know. If it was Buddha, he would say, okay, have you seen a light? Yes. Light appears due to what? Fuel. Or no? Yes, it appears due to fuel. Now, when the fuel is removed, now the light goes away. What will you say? It went on the east side, it went on the west side, it went on north side, it went on south side, it went on the northeast side or the southeast side or the westeast side or which side? No. Why? Because the light went off because there was no fuel. In the same way, my dear friend Vacha, that when the light goes away, you can't say where it went. Because if there was a fuel there, I could say that this light has now gone into Brahma realm. This light has gone into the Deva realm. This light has gone into the animal realm. This light has gone into the Preta realm. This light has come into the human realm. But when that fuel itself is not there, where on earth can I say where it went? So, Vacha, if you say that I only say about those who are in training and those I don't talk about non-training, the highest person, why I can't say where he has reached, because he does not reach anywhere. Yes.
It's like when the movie is over, asking where is Simba.
Yes, very Simba. I know that you will carry that experience. So what they do is they carry that experience back home and they start talking, how they have created this movie. And they know it's a movie, but they're living it. They want to live into it. And how many days? As many days. So there are people who again go back to Lion King, paying the same amount of money. They paid, let's say, $50 to watch the movie. Now they have king seats, a nice Bose speakers or some other speaker system, and where it hits everywhere, the sound comes, and then he wants to enjoy. So when the sun comes there and it holds the Simba on top, The tears starts in his eyes. And that's the magic illusion we are talking about. That's the magician. In the Simba, there is no crying. But this guy is crying. His eyes are all wet. Why? Projection got the life. And that can only happen in darkness. So the crying is sankhara. Sankhara pache vinyana. Aren't you crying? Yes. Isn't that vinyana? Yes. Absolutely. Vinyana pache namarupa. Now you are dragged between these two. Simba is not there, nor the Lion King is there, nor anything is there. It's only there in the name, not in the form. So you first create a formal name and a nominal form. Name only for a form only for namesake. There's no name. There is no person sitting there. Absolutely bullshit. It's not there. But it gives you that illusion. It's there. I can see it. That perception is a Nitya Sanya. Nitya Sanya hits you. Remaining is extraordinarily experienced. So, Nama Rupa Pachai Salaitana. It enters into the six sense doors and creates a field of existence. So, eye has a field, ear has a field, nose has a field, tongue has a field, all fields. So, now you go grazing. I go grazing. I start collecting the experiences. Eyes, through the ears, like that. And each vinyana takes on the form and gives you nama rupa of that. Yes.
Yeah, I just had a thought, like, because in the movie there's only one projector, right? But in we have six senses, so it's almost like having six projectors.
No. One projector throwing six lights at once.
Okay.
Six streak of lights.
In any case, I was thinking in the 3D theater, right? They put two different kind of projections, and when you put down the glass, it makes you
Glasses.
feel more real.
Yes.
And now there's six dimensions, it makes you feel ultra real.
Yes. Vision Pro. When I get it, let's say somebody gives me Vision Pro. If I'm not taken inside, that is, if I'm not taken into the projection, then no problem. But if I get into the projection, illusion, I start playing with my hand gestures, the PowerPoint presentation has come, then I start doing it, keyboard is there, mouse is there, I can watch a movie, I can make the screen look big. I see like this, I want to project whatever I want to project about whatever, the sun, the sun rays, the scenery, or the rain, or whatever. On the left hand side, I can create that, and the right hand side, I can create that. And I'm talking to someone, and that person is looking at me like one mad guy he is watching. But I am so involved with it. And that is called loka. If you disturb him for a moment, he get agitated. He says, "Hey, what's up?" Boss, hold on. I was just asking you, do you want to eat something? It's 2 hours you are sitting in front of that Vision Pro. Says, what an amazing product. And in one sutta, that is, there's one sutta where Buddha talks about charana. Charana is a movie, actually. Even in those time, they had this movie. Have you heard about the term charana? Is what he asked the bhikkhus, and he says, yes, yes, yes. He says, mind, if you watch, is a biggest movie than the entire charana you have seen. Because that creates illusion. The chitta, throw anything on that, it creates an illusion. You throw whatever, it creates an illusion for you. The very moment it creates an illusion. So the projector, screen, they both should be white. Nothing projected. Arhat. Phala samapatti. In real terms, not in intellectual. Intellectual is again putting something on that. The white itself is one layer I'm putting. Say that, I understood what is white. Sorry. You really experience it. Illusion maker. Yes.
I think the best, for me, best example is this mind and thoughts. Before I start thinking, I have observed something, magical things happens. Before thought comes even.
Correct.
The whole background is prepared.
Yes.
Let's say I am talking with 5-6 people. Okay, then let's say I am giving a lecture to students. Okay, and I dream of giving a lecture to students. I am giving lecture. So this, I think these are my thoughts, but I am not observing that students are listening to me. This preparation of students and the room has been already prepared, and now I am giving lecture to them in my dream, and suddenly dream changes, and I become instead of lecturer, I become something else like a shopper, and I'm start selling the product now. So I also changes this observer, this the role of actor always keep on changing, but the platform, the environment, the theater has been produced much before I do something, and this production is done by my raga dosa moha. I can clearly say it was out of calm, it was out of jealousy, it was out of what I'm doing that. The theater has been created.
Perfect. Now, if you have really understood this, you're done. Because you explained Sankhara. The preparation is already there. You're just putting things on that. So, Sabba Sankhara Samato is removing this preparation. To make Vilas,
Right now I cannot remove. Right now I cannot remove, but I can clearly see that.
yeah, you can see it, which means that you are able to penetrate. As you start penetrating, it makes you reach into Anagami. There's nothing else in Anagami. This Abhijja and Vyapada goes away means what? There is nothing to pull for preparation. So, etan santan, etan panitan, yadidam sabba sankhara samato. There's no need to prepare for vilas. Because the vilas is not there. When vilas is not there, there's nothing to hold. That is Sabbopadi pati nisargo. So these 5 aggregates, grasping is not there. Tanha khayo. Without that, there is no tanha. It gets into khaya, reducing, going off, peeling off. Virago. Because there cannot be any raga on something which is like this. The screen, what raga can you have? Nirodha. It doesn't arise again. Because it is gone away. Tinkered out. Nibbana. It's just a light. You give it to exist, it exists. You don't give it to exist, it doesn't exist. It exists as what? It exists as long as there is fuel in here or there or wherever. It can become Sachin, the next moment it can become Aryu, the third moment it can become Anusha, the fourth moment it can become something, because it has 11 things there. What are these 11 things? Atita, Anagata, Pachupanna, Ajjata, Bahida, Olarika, Sukuma, Hina, Panita, Dure Santiki. in Vinyan. So, eso na mama, eso na ahamasmi, me atta. Done. Now you are anagami. Sotapanna, anagami, arhat. So the projection has no life. The projector is just the light, not the life, just the light. As long as Ayu Usma is there, the projector lights on that and makes this beautiful life. Can come as a small plant, creeper, maybe we can call it as weed, whatever it is. The naming can be anything, but it just sprouts, grows, decays, falls down. Which one? On whichever it lights up. So Vinyana Bija, Kamma Khetta, Tanhasine. So as long as that person exists in this projection, this projector is going to exist. And when you remove the projection, projector becomes just white light. That's it. Once Ayu Usma is gone, it extinguishes then and there. So the equipment no longer works. And neither becomes another equipment now. It's gone forever.
I was getting a simile just for an example. It's not real. Let's say Arhant is seeing the white movie, white screen. So Anagami is seeing a black and white movie. The same. Sakadagami is
Seeing semi-color.
yeah, he's seeing the semi-colored movie.
And Sotapan is seeing colored.
And Puttujana sees the 3D movie.
Puttujana, if you talk about Puttujana or Puttujana, he sees not the movie. He sees himself every movie, not just one movie. All the movies is he. Wherever they are played, however they are played.
He is the hero, yeah.
He's the hero of the movie. So he fights in life to become an American.
It's a video game for him.
Yes. Yes, are you?
I'm just thinking a slightly different way of understanding. Maybe I mean all these colors that's on the screen. It's because of raga dosa moha, right? But if it's chitta is purified, so the movie are losing their color in a way. Doesn't mean it's strong white light. It's just losing the color, become less and less interesting because there's not much sukha vedana, not much dukkha vedana, so there's not much watching to be had. And if it's not interesting at all, then I mean you lost all interest in the movie. And
Exactly. The movie is gone forever. Okay, good one. So let's end here. Reflect upon this. Monday, I won't be there. I need to visit a dentist. There's some problem with my teeth, so I need to go and check it out. So we will meet on Thursday. If I don't go to office on Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm still debating. If I don't have to go to office, then we can meet on Tuesday and Wednesday. Otherwise, Thursday for certain. Tomorrow we still can meet at 10 a.m. India. Okay.
Oh,
Yes, Anusha.
yes, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay, hope your question got answered or your what you had asked got answered.
Thank you so much, Vilasji. Yes, it did.
Okay, all right. Sachin, I think your question was answered on the illusion of the old lady and the young.
No, it was not my question. It was I was
No,
understanding.
you had
this
put it, but I just wanted to make this as a The comment what you had made instead of a question, the comment what you made between
Projector and
reflection,
reflection.
reflection and reflection, projector and projector.
I still have a question on what you understand of Sachin's illustration there, like a person sitting there. But I think mostly it's clear.
It's fine. See, Arhat, no color. And no person also. Gone. Anagami, black and white.
I was referring to a picture shared by Sachin, where there's a person sitting in your brain watching.
I think he didn't see that.
I didn't.
Yeah, maybe.
WhatsApp image.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there are so many of them. How would
Yes.
an Arhan see Sachinji's photo? Pixels.
Yeah.
That's the best way to explain.
Yes.
No wholeness, just the pixels. And even now, you go near and see it's pixels.
And we were discussing, if you ask Arhan, is this Sachin? He will say, yes, this is Sachin.
He see, naming wise, there is no difference between Arhat and Pottujana.
Question, he comes and discuss as if he's not even Arhan, he's just like
Yes.
one of you. But it will do out of metta. He will do out of metta.
Yeah. That's all what it is. It's got nothing to do with me and you or anything. So he sees the holes here, not the fullness here. I see fullness as a Pottujana. I adore myself. Can you please illustrate the same picture? Okay, immediately. Arhat holes. Sotapanna, Anagami has no liking or disliking for the pores or fullness. They both represent the same. Sakadagami gets pulled a little bit. Hey, why am I getting this white hairs, gray hairs here? Yeah, it's aging. I'm not aging. It's only aging. So I don't possess anything anyway. Did I possess this before? No. God. None. Then coming to the Sotapanna. Sotapanna feels that, oh my God, I'm getting aged. Oh yeah, this is part of life. Anicca, this is dukkha, this is anatta. Right? He pacifies himself. Oh, I've understood. This is anatta, right? This is anatta. The mustache growing is anatta. The beard growing is anatta. The white hairs coming is anatta. And hence dukkha. If I take it as atta, then I should have changed this. I can't change it. So it's like that. And hence it is anicca.
Another example myself and Vilas were discussing in that meeting was, let's say there is a biryani in front of Arhat and Puttujana. Puttujana says it is a biryani. Arhat says it is a five element. But if you ask Arhat, it is a biryani, he will say yes. If you ask Puttujana, isn't it a food item, he will say yes. So there are layers of perception.
Yes.
It's like biryani to rice to food to eatable to five element. And both of them knows all that true. But Arhat start from bottom. The simplest form of the food is it is five element.
He never gets carried away. Okay, I need to end. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, never mind.
Okay, so then let's end it. But we can talk separately, Ariu, after a couple of hours. I need to attend something, and we can still.
Okay. Just a yes or no question. When you say the Arhat sees Sachin, he says pixels. It reminds me of the Kalapas, right? Which they talk about.
Attakalapa. Yes. Okay. He sees Attakalapa. Better way to put it. Pixels.
Okay.
All right. Good day and yeah. Good evening, Anusha. Bye bye.